You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey, Young and the Restless fans, I have got your early weekly spoilers for March 31st through April 4th. Jack is freaking over awful Alan, and Billy is being bad. It's Belinda from Soap Dirt. If you're not following us, please reach down, click that subscribe button. As we always do on Early Edition Day, we start with what's coming the rest of this week. So on Wednesday, March 26th, Nick and Summer want to know how Phyllis's talk with Sharon went. And Phyllis says, they're not going to be friends, but they did bury the hatchet and are moving on. Summer and Nick are both quite proud of Red, and Nick admits he knows he played a role in their animosity. Phyllis said it took double death threats to get her to wake up and start taking steps in a new direction to let hate go, but she still wants the culprit caught. Phyllis even shockingly admits she no longer blames Sharon for framing Daniel, and she truly sees that Sharon was not in her right mind because of Ian and Jordan. And Phyllis is still suffering, though, and hopes her nightmares stop soon. Sharon tells Traci that she thinks their kidnapper was a mental health professional because it seemed like a clinical experiment. Sharon said the kidnapper used them like lab rats with riddles to solve in life or death scenarios. Traci also tells Sharon about her engagement, and she's very happy for her. But then things take a turn for Traci when Sharon mentions the gas leak that almost killed them, because Traci recalls an alert on Alan's phone that mentioned a possible gas explosion. It's kind of a big coincidence. Sharon wonders if she and Phyllis should make an appointment to talk to Alan about their ordeal. Traci makes an excuse and says he's in Paris, but things are percolating in her head. Sharon actually calls Alan her lucky charm for helping them figure things out and for Ian and Jordan being caught out. Later, Sharon joins Phyllis, Nick, and Summer over at, I think they're at Society after Traci leaves. And Sharon tells Phyllis that she just can't make a fresh start until the bad guy is caught. And Phyllis absolutely agrees. Sharon repeats her suggestion that they might want to have a session with Alan to talk things through since he's a shrink. And Nick actually thinks it's a good plan. That is until they know he's the kidnapper. But I bet he'd be super excited to have them in therapy to hear the fallout of what he did to them. That would just be rewarding fake Alan for his bad behavior. Jack surprises Nikki as they chat at Society because he's actually not upset that Victor took Chancellor from Billy. He just doesn't like the way that Victor went about it. And Jack really wants Victor to back off of Claire and Kyle, and Nikki agrees. And she's very worried he's going to push their granddaughter away by making these demands and statements. Claire and Kyle decide to call in sick to work, and they stay in bed to canoodle and enjoy room service and romance at the GCAC. Claire texts Nikki and Kyle texts Jack about being sick, and those two are together when they get the text from Kyle and Claire. And of course, Jack and Nikki realize that the young people are playing hooky, but they are happy for them. Of course, they know Victor won't be. Traci, meanwhile, calls Alan in Paris, and she makes an excuse for why she's not going to fly over to France just yet. Of course, she's freaking out, and Jack finds her at Crimson Lights, and then Traci starts crying and tells Jack she might have made a huge mistake. Then on Thursday, March 27th, Traci is in a full-blown panic as she fills in Jack. She tells him the info that she got from Sharon. That combined with the alerts on Alan's phone that seemed to align with the kidnapping ordeal. And remember, Kyle talked to all of them about that too, just about the coincidences. Plus, Sharon thought it was a shrink that targeted them, and that is what Alan is. And Traci tells Jack she's not sure her fiancé is who he says he is. But I don't think Traci thinks that he is evil twin Martin, but she may think Alan is a kidnapper and tormentor who is not the nice guy she thought. Billy loops Phyllis in on his plan so he may tell her about Aristotle Duma and the plan to topple Victor. But Phyllis also has a breakdown in Billy's arms this week, and she doesn't want anybody else to know. And it seems Phyllis thinks Billy is the only one who can help her, and he might actually like that. Sally probably won't, though. Diane hides what's really going on and tries to keep up appearances. I wonder if Jack tells her about Traci's suspicions, and then Diane has to cover when talking to Phyllis or Sharon or even Alan if he calls the house. Friday, March 28th, we're going to wrap up this week with Jack assuming that Traci is in danger from her psycho fiancé. So it looks like Alan is back to Genoa City soon and may want to tie up loose ends instead of tying the knot. He may target Traci, Phyllis, and Sharon this time. I've had about enough kidnappings, though, so I hope that head writer Josh Griffith hasn't decided that, there needs to be one more like he did with his mental health stories all at once. He just seems to think if one is good, 5 must be better, when that's just not the case. Sally has some doubts about Billy on Friday, and it may concern Phyllis. Sally doesn't want to believe that Billy is getting closer to Phyllis, but this may also be about him not letting go of his vendetta against Victor. Billy's hiding a bunch of secrets from Sally, and Victor leaves his family stunned. He may reveal his connection to Duma, I don't know, or he may just double down against Claire and Kyle and do something drastic, make ultimatums and threats. Going into the week of March 31st through April 4th, Sally has a suspicious eye on Billy. She may realize he is still chasing vengeance on Victor, and with Billy confiding in Phyllis and not Sally, that's a big red flag that their fledgling romance is doomed. And Courtney Hope did an interview about this and basically said that Sally's had her heart broken before, and she's kind of been through this with both Nick and Adam, and she's not necessarily signing on for it to happen again. Phyllis's nightmares keep plaguing her, and Billy may be the hero she needs. Jack is very worried about Traci and fiance fake Alan, and I wonder how long until they alert Sharon, Phyllis, Nick, and others. Hopefully, Jack and Traci are going to loop in Chance and tell him about their suspicions, and maybe he can get a warrant for Alan's phone to check those app alerts and see where his cell phone was when crimes were happening. Ashley's back on screen soon, but since she's been in Paris, where Alan is currently, we'll have to wait and see if Ashley is sucked into this danger. I think she may be. Victor's adamant about 2 things: getting Claire away from Kyle and taking down Jack Abbott. The good news is he's so laser focused on those 2 things, he's not going to see Billy and Duma and them creeping up with this secret partnership to target him for takedown. I think Victor's kind of due for a comeuppance. Nikki's caught in the middle again, but she's going to keep advocating for Claire because she doesn't want to lose her granddaughter. And Adam and Chelsea are getting in deeper, and Connor finds out about their reunion soon. Plus, it is a countdown until the debut of Billy Flynn as his new character, and I expect he may be Aristotle Duma. So we'll see.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.